Yo, what is up guys? Anthony here, back with another Destiny Child video here on the channel. And in today's Destiny Child video, everyone, we are going to be breaking down the Ragna Break Season 22 Knights of Rose team guide for the upcoming event, of course. So as you can see, the event was confirmed in last night's update note for Destiny Child Global, of course, and we do have a ton of other side events as well, which we'll be diving into in a separate video. But I did want to get this one out as soon as possible, as the event will be approaching upon tonight's maintenance. So let's get started here with the guide. Of course, before we do get started, I did want to give credit to where credit is due to Oxytocin. So a huge thank you to Oxytocin for creating this beautiful guide here for the upcoming Ragna Break event. Of course, I'll be sure to leave links to this guide and of course to the links of the Discord servers. As you can see, the Destiny Child Global English server, the Chinese server, and the international server as well. So a huge thank you to Oxytocin, and let's get started here with the Knights of Rose team guide. As you can see, warning, this is a preview based on the Japan version. There may be a difference when it comes to global. Of course, we do have the boss skills being revealed soon on the Destiny Child moot page, but we do have the Japan skills here. Tap skill, attack 2 targets 2 times, priority debuffed, deal 2000 fixed damage to 2 targets with the damage over time debuff, inflict skill gauge charge amounts minus 50% to 2 targets, priority highest attack, for 2 turns, grants all skill defense plus 60% to self for 2 turns. As for the slide skill here, we do have attack 3 targets, priority highest attack, inflict attack minus 70% to 3 targets for 2 turns, inflict dancing blade, 200 damage over time damage, defense minus 20% for 18 seconds to all targets. As for the drive skill here, we do have attack all targets, inflict smite, stunned, skill defense minus 15% to the 3 targets, priority highest attack for 12 seconds. As for the leader buff here, we do have debuff evasion plus 40%, debuff duration minus 60%, skill defense plus 70% except for weak point, and we do have disable instant gauge charge. As for the field, for boss, charge speed plus, weak point defense minus, nullified disabled debuffs, and time-based debuffs, crit rate minus 80% for all allies. So as you can see, based on the Japan skills, of course subject to change, we do have the crit rate minus 80% for all allies, which is very unfortunate. And of course we do have a decent amount of debuffs here on the boss skills with the dancing blade damage over time. We also do have attack minus 70% here on the slide. We also do have smite here on the drive as well. So a pretty debuff heavy boss here. Kind of does seem to be a problem, but we'll see how Teresa does handle the boss. Of course, she is the upcoming supporter unit to be featured with this Ragna Break event. Now, as you can see, the boss is a wood type attacker in Miriam. So there she is featured on the left-hand side of the guide in her raid costume. So there she is. As for the strategy to this boss, we do have disable instant gauge charge, does not affect full charge, which makes Teresa the best charging support for this Ragna Break. We do have all debuffs can be removed by nullified debuffs. You may still get some critical attacks with plus 5 Lupin. She works great with sliders even without crits. And we do have new child Teresa power creeps newbie Mona in Wood Ragna. Miriam is a PvP attacker. As for aid here, getting into the units now, we do have Teresa, of course, being the prioritizing unit over newbie Mona. She does provide full charge, charge speed plus, and we also do have weak final blow as well as aid. Now we do have Teresa on a slide tap skill order, and of course you do want to use her leader buff. Next up here, of course, we do have newbie Mona if you don't manage to obtain Teresa. As for the double edge units, you will want to run one of these units at least. We do have Failnauts here, Dionyside, and Neptune. As for the speed and nullified debuff, we do have Rusalka, Thisbe. As for the other offensive supporter units, we do have Lupin, Hermes, Christmas Letta, Star Med B, Senga, Anemone. As for the other survival supports, we do have Pomona, and Mats here. Now as for the attacker prioritization, you will want to run at least 1 to 2 of these units. We do have, of course, Courtesan Battery being prioritized overall here. Next up, we do have Sweet Taletta, One Sword Tiamat, Love and Hate Davi, Myra, Harmony Med B, and Archfiend Davi. As for the tips here, we do have attacker prioritization, 6-hit slide over a 4-hit tap, 4-hit tap over a 4-hit slide. Next up here, Love and Hate Davi may be the best for top ranking teams. Courtesan Battery is the best unignited attacker, and the best budget ignition is 2-star Courtesan Battery. As for the soul cartas, we do have the attacker. Of course, there is a new soul carta being added as well, so do keep in mind. First up here, we do have Love's Beginning, as well as a fresh start soul carta being the second option. As for your supporter units, we do have Showtime, which is the best defensive soul carta. Any HP/defense soul carta can be used as well, and we also do have here towards the Glittering Waves, Dark Support's choice, of course, for your Lupin, etc. Now on to the sample teams here. We do have the first here in the top left hand corner being Courtesan Battery, Teresa Lead, as well as Failnaught, Rusalka, and Lupin. The slide build here. The drive order would be Teresa into Rusalka and following a Lupin drive. Next up here, we do have the manual build in the top right hand corner being Courtesan Battery, Teresa, Failnaught, Rusalka, and Lady Battery. The drive skill here would be Teresa into a Rusalka drive and ending off with the Lupin. Bottom left here, we do have the tap build being Love Hate Davi, Teresa, Failnaught, Rusalka, Hermes with a Davi lead. As for the drive skill order, we do have Teresa into a Rusalka drive. Now for the final build here, we do have the 3-star units. Of course, you guys can't take this with a grain of salt, but if you guys do have these 3-star units here, possibly would want to try and run this build, but of course you'll want to prioritize the other 3 depending on if you'll like to rank or just try and aim for the one shot against Miriam. But as you can all see, a pretty standard guide here, of course, as all of the guides are very beautiful and of course self-explanatory here. But yeah, make sure to let me know in the comment section below what type of team you'll be going with for this event, and of course if you're excited for the new units in Miriam as well as Teresa. We of course do have a ton of events coming up as well for the 30-year anniversary of Destiny Child Global, so make sure to let me know as well if you are excited for those events. We did see them posted to the Destiny Child Moods page already. Now we'll be overviewing those in a separate video here on the channel, but like I did say earlier on, I just did want to toss out this guide here so you guys can check out which units you should be aiming to use for the upcoming event. Now there is the guide, of course, brought to you all by Oxytocin, so a huge thank you to them once again for putting together this beautiful guide. Of course, if there are any changes to this guide, I'll be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below, and of course change the link to the updated version as well. But yeah, with all of that being said, make sure to leave a like on this one if you did enjoy today's Destiny Child video, and of course if you haven't yet done so already, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in being notified for future Destiny Child videos here on the channel, and of course live streams as well. But with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next Destiny Child video. As always, thank you all so much for watching.